McFadden, I'm your host, Joe Musso. B-Mac, I want to take you right back to that moment and that play. We're going to take a look at the tape, but it comes down to personnel, play call, and pass.
Yeah.
Where was your issue with that final play for Tyler Goodson? Because this one, it's going to linger for some time when you're thinking about how the 2023 season came to a close for the Colts.
You know what? I have no issue with the play design, the play call. Clearly, it was open. It was there. You would like to get a better throw, a better pass from Gardner Minshew, but that's a catchable play for Tyler Goodson. The issue that I have, Joe, is Tyler Goodson is your third option at the running back position. You just paid a handsome ransom to Jonathan Taylor earlier in the year because he was deserving that type of contract.
Dealing with a foot and an ankle in this scenario could have impacted the decision.
Could have, and if that's the case, Zach Moss, who filled in rather nicely when Jonathan Taylor wasn't there, was another option. And if you look at the opportunities when it comes to being a receiver, Zach Moss, 13 ball games, 27 receptions. Jonathan Taylor, 9 ball games, 17 receptions. You know how many catches Tyler Goodson had on the year this season? 6. 6. Now, mind you, he was a guy who was sparingly used in this ball game as well. So you're just bringing him in off the shelf, extremely cold, not in a rhythm of flow of the ball game because he was doing more standing on the sideline than participating, and you're telling him, we're coming to you. We're calling your number. We're dialing up your number for the most important play of this ball game. And like I stated earlier, he's your third option at the running back position. If Jonathan Taylor health-wise wasn't where it needed to be for that particular play, okay, what about Zach Moss? Because Zach Moss has shown the ability to be a reliable runner, but outside of that, a reliable catcher out of the backfield, and he's been more involved in the passing game than Tyler Goodson. So, of course, Tyler is probably going to be overly criticized for making that drop. But me personally, if I'm going to call a number, Jonathan Taylor has to tell me, Coach, I can't go. And remember, that flow, that last drive, who was the bell cow in the backfield?
JT taking it up the field.
Who was receiving the ball? Jonathan Taylor. So if you're telling me he couldn't give me one more play, okay, cool. I'm going to go to Zach Moss. I'm not going to a young player who hasn't really been in the flow of the ball game because you're telling him he has to be the man to deliver.
Yeah.
He's not. He hasn't been able to handle that role. That role wasn't even set up for him. So that's the issue that I have. As I said, the play design, it was on point. It was executed. If he makes the catch, not only does he convert the first down, he potentially could score. He had blockers in front of him. I just don't like who the ball was going to. When you had 2 other reliable guys that can catch the football out of the backfield standing on the sideline. That didn't make any sense for me.
You know, Gardner Minshew's going to stand there and say, ball's got to be better. You know, Goodson's going to say, I got to catch it. But the personnel is really the head scratcher. Maybe a little bit too much window dressing, a little too cute.
Got too cute. Go to your guys, man. Go to your guys.
It was clean football on both sides throughout this. It's unfortunate that a season has to end that way. This is how it ends for Indy. No playoffs. And this feels like just the beginning for Houston, Mac. And maybe that's a little bit bigger picture. I don't know about this season, but this is just the beginning for this franchise and this quarterback. Your impressions of C.J. Stroud with a win-and-in, loser-go-home moment. I mean, how did he perform in your eyes?
He was... Oh, my, he was spectacular.
Yeah.
We watched this game together, and I'm pretty sure you guys feel the same way me and Joe and the rest of the staff felt watching this game here in the building. I stood up a lot watching him throw passes. I stood up a lot watching him under duress still stand firm and comfortable in the pocket and delivering accurate passes. I stood up a lot just seeing how cool, calm he was. When things seemed to be a bit, you know, uncomfortable, guess what he did? I got this. Everything is okay. He had so many move-side moments during this ball game when usually you want to say, oh, no, what's going on? It's getting a little hot in the kitchen. No, move-side.
I like move-side.
And that's what you need from your quarterback. You know, it reminds me a lot, his personality, his quarterback personality, quarterback DNA reminds me a lot of Joe Cool. Because he's always
Definitely.
cool. And that's what we saw for a young quarterback in his rookie year to be able to take a franchise that was dead in the ground I mean, dirt was already over.
3 consecutive seasons,
yes,
12-plus losses, and you are heading to the postseason behind a rookie quarterback and a rookie head coach.
And this is a rookie quarterback, a rookie head coach who you don't really want to see.
No.
Because it doesn't matter if they have to go on the road. They believe they can win ball games because their quarterback believes. I mean, some of the passes that we watched today, it was magnificent. And the best sign that you have a quarterback that's going in the right direction, if he has the ability to make other players look better.
Yeah.
Who was Nico Collins before C.J. Stroud? A guy who was trying to find his rhythm in the National Football League as a wide receiver.
Yep.
He is a guy now. He is a wide receiver 1 now. When you look at some of the other guys they didn't have Noah Brown tonight, right? No Tank Dell, of course, he's out for the year. They had so many guys that were just coming into the lineup to try to contribute, and guess what? It didn't matter. Because C.J. Stroud said, I got you guys. It doesn't matter who I'm throwing the football to. If you do your job, you know I'm going to do my job. And I would do it time and time and time again. Mike Tomlin, one of the best Mike Tomlinisms that I love hearing him say, make routine plays happen routinely. That's what C.J. Stroud did today. And usually some of these plays, some of these throws that we saw, they're not routine plays because you got to have a great arm. I mean, to do it.
2nd and 13, high red, deep in.
Falling back. Loses
his back foot and still has the arm strength to put that one in there.
He's just like I said, he has so many moonshot moments. The crowd was going crazy. It was 3rd and 20. It's 2nd and 18. There's stability here. Moonshot. He is the type of player where the coaches might get a little nervous on the sideline. He tells the coaches, calm down, coach. We got it. Give me the play. That's when you look at a guy and say, man, this is big time.
It's cold.
We are right.
He's one of those dudes, and he has stated himself as such through the football we've seen him play this year. We were just looking at the passing numbers. You got to think the record's his, if not for that concussion and the 2 games that it cost him.
264 tonight, 2 touchdowns. Joe, only 6 incompletions.
It was spectacular. And only amplified by the moment where you know your season is over if you don't go down and put that ball in the end zone the way they did on that drive. Just the 5th time in NFL history that a rookie head coach and a rookie quarterback duo are headed to the playoffs in that first season. We do need to talk about the head coach and DeMeco Ryans as well, because this was a defensive effort that at moments really flashed. Second half, Indy sort of fell into their groove and dictated the pace of this game a little bit. But for DeMeco Ryans to have led this group to the playoffs off of all that you talked about, the scar tissue, the wounds, the seasons before this, for this quarterback and this head coach to have come together and done what they've already accomplished this year. I mean, it could end abruptly in the playoffs. That's how things go. But to look back at this season for the Texans, like, you can only feel one way about the future.
You got to feel super hyped. You need to be happy if you cheer for the Houston Texans, because you could be the Carolina Panthers. They had a new head coach in year 1. He is no longer there. The dysfunction that we're seeing with the Carolina Panthers is it's nothing like what you guys are.
It could be your reality.
Enjoying right now. They're in Houston. So that's the first thing you need to appreciate, because it looks like the organization got it right in 2 ways. Your head coach, a guy who is a leader of men, instantly showcased what kind of coach he is, and he will be moving forward.
You saw the juice on the sideline. You said
I love the juice. I need a coach, me personally, and the same can be said for fans. When you're cheering and rooting for your team, sometimes it's great to have a coach that is involved. He's emotional. You see him clapping up, getting guys on the sideline. Let's go, we got this. You saw how animated he was in that final drive, right? You saw him throughout the floor of the ball game, going to the sideline, talking to the guys in the trenches when they seemed like they couldn't get a stop on Jonathan Taylor. I love that, because we feed off that momentum. So you got it right with the head coach. Secondly, you got it right at the quarterback position. And I remember a year ago around this same time, there were a lot of fans that were feeling some type of way about Lovie Smith and what he did in that final ball game. But actually, Lovie gave you guys a great gift, a great opportunity, because if it wasn't for Lovie Smith, who knows what you guys would have done at the quarterback position.
Yeah.
Because clearly you got a guy that fits your mantra, the foundation, what you guys want to be as a quarterback, as a team led by your quarterback and the head coach. So this, like I said, man, to answer your question, how should they feel, Joe? Just look at what's going on with Carolina.
I think some of those things can be said about Indianapolis as well, not to the extent or the grandeur of Houston right now, but I think you got it right with the head coach. And
I agree.
Small sample size, but you may have gotten it right with the quarterback as well. We'll see what Anthony Richardson looks like with a healthy campaign next year, because that is going to be a big question to ask. But maybe sitting, waiting, studying, getting the game from that point of view will help him moving forward. But I want to talk to you about Shane Steichen, because this was a team that also got up off the mat, better than 500 season. Now, you do fall short of the playoffs by just a couple of yards and an incomplete pass, but your impression of Shane Steichen in year one was what?
I mean, I think he did a great job, considering the things he had to endure as a rookie head coach, not having your best offensive player, Jonathan Taylor, for the first 4 weeks, right, dealing with that whole situation, contractually speaking, and then losing your rookie quarterback, especially right around the time when he was really starting to showcase his skill set, his athleticism at the quarterback position. In comes Gardner Minshew, a guy who's been around for quite some time. Of course, he understood Gardner and the type of player he was because he was there with him in Philly.
Yep.
And then you still found ways to kind of be relevant and then, most importantly, compete for a playoff spot tonight. So you look at their roster, you hopefully believe you get your quarterback back. He should be healthy. You know, you add a piece here or there. You have to sign Michael Pittman Jr. I think he's shown that he is a wide receiver one. You know, Zach Moss as a reliable backup. Kenny Moore, clearly one of the more difference makers in the secondary. And they have some money to play with, because you have a rookie quarterback on a rookie you have a quarterback still currently in the midst of his rookie contract. So, in their division, let's keep it real, we don't really. It will be wide open once again.
There are scarier places to be.
Exactly, exactly. So it's not like the AFC South is the gauntlet of death. You know, the window should be there for them. So he did a phenomenal job, because we see so many times, Joe, when teams lose their starting quarterback, everything goes downhill. There's no hope for them. Gardner Minshew stepped in, the guys rally around Gardner Minshew, and they had opportunity to win, to get into the playoffs. Unfortunately, they lost, and they lost in a play that could have been easily converted.
Just agonizing. Those are ones that you don't get over, whether you're a fan, a player, whatever your point of view is. That is a tough way for the season to end. But about that division, last year to this one, there's a new team in town, and they could be the division champions, barring the result.
There are a lot of folks will be rooting and cheering for the Tennessee Titans tomorrow.
We'll see how it plays.